Braden Griffiths, 6'4", 600 pounds. Y'all know me. Acting, week 18. Keep hearing rumors. I look like Brown Jacob Elordi. Guys, anything's possible. If you can see it up here, it's possible out there. You guys know what's going on. Guys, it's getting real. It's getting real up in here. We're almost 6 months in. It's May 19th today. It was just a long weekend, so forgive me if I'm lower energy, but the boys were up. And it was an active weekend. Threw on the cowboy boots, hit a bar with all the boys on Saturday. That was a good time. Night before that was camping, buddy's bachelor party. Night after on the Sunday, hanging out, doing things, making moves. You guys know what's up. But it's been good. So technically, I just got my first role, but I auditioned for a paid non-union short film, and the guy, essentially there's like a main antagonist. The guy wants me to be like another roommate. I don't know if there's lines associated with that character, but he wants to work with me. I don't know if it'll be paid or unpaid. I was a bit disappointed that I didn't get that character, but look, let's keep it a buck. Guys, coming from, zero acting experience, it'll be good just to get my foot in the door and be in some productions. The con with that, guys, is that it's filming in winter, so like late December. It's currently May. I want to do some stuff before I even get to school, so I've been trying to audition for stuff and find some. I've been peeping Facebook a lot and a couple casting websites. So I've been submitting. I did 3 auditions last week, or self-tapes, and this week I got 1 so far that I'm gonna do. And it's funny because it's like shooting on Friday and it's currently Tuesday, so I'll hear if I get it by Thursday, and I'll have to leave and go to Toronto. So that's kind of exciting, because for those who are new here and are completely unaware of what I'm talking about or my journey in general, guys, I started this about 6 months ago. As I said, got into Seneca College in North York in Toronto. I'm from Saugeen Shores, which is about 3 hours west of Toronto, right on Lake Huron. Sable Beach, you guys probably know if you're from Ontario. But I've never been in film and TV. I've been in sales. And the sales bro universe that I was in, absolutely wild place. Fundamentally insane place. But I think that it taught me a lot of skills that will be applicable entering another insane space like acting and film, where it's a bunch of random projects where you can get a job on Thursday, you show up on Friday, you rock, and that's it. And where people get plucked out of nowhere, where people grind for years, and then it's just, who knows? The Wild West out here. But that's the exciting part of it. And I feel like God has called me or permitted me to pursue this direction ever since I was a kid. I've always loved the creative fields. And I've learned a lot in my sales and business journey just about myself and essentially confronting a lot of the fears or things, because sales, and I feel like acting is like this, it's kind of like a little window into your soul, where when you're pitching somebody or you're performing, people have the direct live feedback reaction to reject you. And a lot of people never confront that fear or that anxiety that they have, or that sense of like worthlessness or shame or guilt or just things that they carry. And through sales and through God, like just having a lot of that healed, guys, I feel like I'm at a point where I'm trying my best to just not overthink this whole thing and just start doing shit in acting, because like I feel like that's the way that works, just shoot from the hip, don't worry too hard about it, because at the end of the day, man, it's the end of the day. And it's just not that serious, because I'm 23, turning to 24 in like a month or so, hey man, the time is nigh. People are getting jobs, people are doing things, and I feel no like time pressure for like me to just like get things rolling, but it's like I want to be doing it because it's like fucking exciting, you know? It's like putting yourself out there, performing, doing something that I find meaningful and exciting. So I'm excited to be doing that. But a lot of people, and I hope that looking back in retrospect, that this series can be like an inspiration, or at least like if somebody wants to take a step of boldness out, a step in faith of something that makes them nervous, whether that's a business or even talking to somebody, approaching some chick, or starting to go to the gym, getting into film or music or whatever, wherever your heart is. All these things, like I feel like living with boldness is something that I've tried very hard to do. I've tried to do that because when I was a kid, or like coming out of high school, first year to university, my social skills and just like my ability to, my confidence in myself, the doubt was high. The doubt was very high. I always, since I was a little kid, I've always had this like kind of thing where I'm like, okay, you can do something great, but then the world, the school system, your family, your hometown, like, all these things get put on. And you just go through and people start to tell you what to think or what to do or how to act, how to behave. And it's like, you lose that and it gets buried. And this piece of you that's beautiful, that like doesn't change from when you're a little kid to the day you die, this soul, this spirit, it gets covered up. So I had to go on a little exploration, and I feel like doing any hard pursuit where, like sales, like going to the gym, like what I'm about to talk about in the social skills, the approaching, that teaches you something about yourself, because you remove all the bullshit. Because if you're cold calling somebody, if you are walking into a gym having no idea what's going on, if you're cold approaching somebody with an intent to ask them out on a date or get a number or something, if you are applying for a job you don't feel qualified to, if you're starting a business, if you're posting content for the first time, if you're doing something different that is out of the norm, that you have some level of perceived risk or loss, that will show you how you really think. And for me, it was like, oh, you're a pussy, you're a pussy, you're a pussy. And it's like, there's so much negative feedback. So what I had to do specifically in like the social realm was just get very comfortable talking to new people. And I took a lot of time, read some books, how to win friends and influence people, whatever. Yeah, just act like a golden retriever and just be not a dick and ask people good questions. And it worked, because it was just progressive overload for talking to new people. And I feel like it just radically shifted my confidence, and then getting into sales and starting to make a bit of money, and then eventually dropping out. And I'm big on, like, if you guys check out my Substack, which I'm writing on there like fair bit, there's lots of bonus content on there as well. It's free, you can just check it out if you want. If not, cool. But my Substack, I've talked about, I'm a big fan of like the blow up your apartment concept from Fight Club, where you just throw a little grenade in your room and see what happens. Like you just gotta run, like something like dropping out or quitting your job or asking somebody out or posting a piece of content. Like it's all like, it's like risky, like in a sense, but at the end of the day, what do you really stand to lose? What is there actually to lose, other than your like how people perceive you? And a lot of the times it's like, these people probably won't even be at your funeral. Probably not people who really deeply care about you, especially if they're ones who are being extremely negative and just talking shit and just whatever. Those opinions don't matter, because everyone's just caught up in their own boat. They're just doing their own thing. So then upon realizing that and enacting my free will and seeing how you can shift certain situations feel like it's been exciting, and I'm trying to continually and perpetually apply that to acting, and I feel like this is just a good medium to express that to people, where you do not have to be confined. And I don't like to give advice on this channel, if you've heard me say that before. This is not advice, but you do not have to be confined to somebody else's expectation for your life. Now, there's wisdom that people have, but I've listened to too many podcasts, too many fucking books, and people telling me things that, you know, frankly, like, they don't know much about because they never actually done it. And it's like, at a certain point, you just got to shoot from the hip. You just got to start repping things out. So that's what I'm trying to do with, like, you know, this first role that I'm trying to land is, like, I don't care if it's unpaid short film student. I don't care if it's like as long as it's not like heinous, you know. If it's something to do where it's like, let me just act, let me just get better, let me be around people, can ask questions, get tips from directors, from producers, interact casting directors, other actors, bounce shit off other people, you know, just running lines, filming stuff, getting a demo reel, all that stuff's like exciting, and it's live, and it's happening. And I feel like that is the entire ethos of this whole thing, is like, just happen. And I had this realization like this morning. I was like, dude, why am I hiding this? Like, everyone that I talk to, like, I'm living in my hometown. I know pretty much everybody here I grew up with. A lot of friends and acquaintances around here. Pretty much anyone that asks, like, I tell them that I'm going to acting school and that I'm something that I'm trying to do. And I haven't had too much negative feedback from it. Like at least, like, people probably talk shit behind my back. That's cool, fine, whatever. But, like, why am I not? I was so uncomfortable and, like, resistant to this idea of putting it on my Instagram, because then it's like solidified. Because, like, I got 1,200 Instagram followers. It's only people really from, like, my high school, university, sales bros, family, friends and family. So it's like, it's just like people that I have known for a while. So then it's like, there's a degree of, like, shame associated with it. And I know that a lot of people, they, like, make, like, a second account because they don't want to be spamming, they don't want to be, like, annoying to other people, because it sucks where you feel like you're being a burden to other people. And I think that I've just been a pussy, frankly. And so this morning I set it to, like, a business profile. It says actor on there, and now that is done, I haven't got to the point where, like, I put my YouTube channel in the bio yet, because then it's like, all right, these videos get 20 views. It's straight up just gonna be other people from high school that just watch these. But at a certain point, it's like, whatever, I will. But now that opens up something where I can start to outreach to people and trying to connect with people and try and get in those little side doors where someone throws up on their story, hey, I'm casting for this film. Do you want to submit? Or, like, anyone looking to submit that fits this prototype, you know, male, 18 to 30, this and this. It's like, people do that. That's how I got a ton of my sales jobs, was just, like, being connected to and, like, seeing people post on socials of, like, different job opportunities and stuff like that. And I found this, like, film, I guess it's a company, like, it's kind of like a production company that's, like, student focused, and they're doing, like, 4 feature films this summer. And I auditioned for one. I submitted a self-tape last week, and I followed the director on IG today, and I think I'm gonna DM him if he follows me back, because that's kind of like the thing, is, like, follow you back, then you shoot a DM, you know what I mean? But yeah. And what I used to do in sales is, like, send people, like, video messages of myself, like, kind of introducing myself, complimenting a piece of their work, asking if they're working on anything right now, asking to hop on a call, or just, like, networking in general. Networking it needs to be a thing that I do here in the next little bit, especially as I get my first role, as I start doing things, and then can start orienting my digital presence even more towards acting. And maybe even clip up some of these old videos and then throw them on IG. Because, yeah, why not? Why not, man? But, guys, I'm happy with the progress this week. And I will keep you guys updated. But technically, first role offer, it's nothing substantial. I want a speaking role where I'm doing stuff, preferably leading in like a short film or like it's an important supporting character, so then I can actually like interact, have dialogue, be involved. I don't care if it's paid or unpaid. That's what I'm trying to do. Keep pushing. All right, take it easy.